There are a couple of different sources that you can use to great effect to answer your customers' questions using video. One is the things that you know are the typical conversations that you have in your sales process. So if you have a sales team, a good way to start out with a video content strategy is to informally interview them and record those interviews and just ask the question, hey, why do people work with this? What are the problems they run into? What questions do they have? What are the points of friction for them on choosing our products or services? And basically dissect that content and break it down and suss out or identify all the little points of friction that are customer inquiries. All of those questions make up things that can be developed into a standalone Q&A format. And some of these may be very short. It may be something like, do you all offer live support? Well, that's not a bad video. It may be a short video, but it's not a bad video in an FAQ section to tell somebody, hey, here's what you can expect with support. Here's where you go on the website to get it. Here's what it looks like. Here's who's going to be helping you. I mean, I think that's a minute or two right there.
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't even have to be about your product. It's just general questions around the subject matter that you're involved in.
That's right. It could be information about your industry as a whole. Could be about your company. Could be about your basic products or services. Could be about special features and add-ons. Could be about concerns or even a little myth busting, things they've heard about your products or services that they need resolved. So that's source number one is your sales team. They're a real wealth of information, and those guys don't get asked a lot. Go ask them, go interview them, do a Google survey, get them to talk. I've found that in working with a sales team, it's good to kind of just get them verbalizing and to actually not get them to try to write, because they tend to lock up, but they tend to flow when it's a verbal request. Okay, source number two for this idea of questions customers have is go to Google, do any kind of search, and then scroll down the page and see if you get a people also asked result. Mm-hmm. This PAA content, people also ask, is very dynamic. It was sort of a response to, we saw this rise in popularity in prevalence on the search results page in Google with the rise of devices like the Echo Dot, Alexa, these voice-activated searches, because these were longer tail questions. People were asking things like, hey, Google, what's the temperature in Antarctica right now? Whereas before it might have been 3 keywords, Antarctica temps chart.
Yeah.
These longer form questions give you a very organic sense of how real people are articulating their need.
That's right. And as voice devices like Alexa and others become more prominent and more used, you're going to see way more. That's why the question format is so valuable, because people talk to those devices differently than they type into a search box.
Yeah.
Right. So they're going to ask a question to Alexa, whereas with the search box they might just type in the topic and see what comes up. So they're going to interact in more of a personal way by asking a question.
Yeah, questions are a really powerful choke point for thinking about how we interact with information. In the movie AI, Spielberg or Kubrick was making a movie and he died and Spielberg finished it. But the movie AI, the internet in the movie was basically a hologram of Einstein, and you could ask it questions. So it's sort of almost a mythical version of the idea of the internet. But I liked that as kind of a visual reference of the future, to think the internet's just a QA interface. I play a game with my kids in the car. We play What Would an Ancient Roman Think? And so as we notice things in the landscape, we'll say, if you dropped an ancient Roman here in the car with us, what would they think? And so we got kind of excited. We said, oh, the internet, what about the internet? And Harry Utley said, oh, a book. And so that's good. We go to books for information. But it's there's a whole world of creativity and ideas ready for you, available, that Google has already presented if you just choose to take the time to develop the content and answer those questions.
Yeah.